Welcome back to the ZO Women's Curling event here at Curling Champions Tour 2011. We are live here in Wetzikon, Zurich, Switzerland. And my name is Daniel Schifferle. I am covering this classic matchup here between Schöpp-Ott from Switzerland and the great Andrea Schöpp from Germany. Two experienced players. I am expecting a very close game here with some high-class shots. We're in the first end, and Switzerland playing the Yellow Rocks. It's just moved out of shot position. The Swiss side around Schöpp-Ott. You can see Carmen Kung, the second player playing here right now. They've just beaten Olga Zarkova from Russia in the semifinals in order to advance to the final here. On the other side, it was Andrea Schöpp beating And I have to apologize for that little technical inconvenience. We've had some problems with the techniques here. I think you should be able to see and hear us again now. Once again, we're in the final of the ZO women's event in Wetzikon, Switzerland. It's Schöpp-Ott against Andrea Schöpp. You've just seen Carmen King with a nice promotion takeout. It really is a classic matchup here. Both skips are very experienced. Here you can see Swiss export Imogen Lehmann. She used to play for a Swiss junior team, playing out of Basel, Switzerland. And she represented Switzerland in the 2010 Junior World Championships, and then she got that offer by Andrea Schöpp to hold the broom for her, take on the third position. And being a young player who wants to step on the international stage, of course she accepted that. And now Imogen Lehmann is playing for Germany. As Carmen Schäfer, the Swiss third, is coming down a little bit too wide. We've got a widely open house now, only one guard still sitting there. And Andrea Schöpp is calling for a draw behind that guard. A classic come around. Big sweeping action here by the two young sweepers. And they're just not able to drag it by. Once it swings, it really does here in Wetzikon. And that makes it even more important to hit that breaking point. Wide open takeout for Carmen Schäfer, in which she wants to make up for her tiny little miss just a few minutes ago. This one is looking really wide once again, but it will stick around in the rings just at the edge of the 12-foot. So Andreas Schöpp decided on playing the hit and roll. Even though this yellow rock is only biting the 12-foot, it is in the rings. And that's why Andreas Schöpp has to take it out of the game. Even though the German sweepers worked hard to keep it on track, they're not able to save the shooter here, which gives the opportunity to Miriam Ott to draw behind that guard. As Miriam Ott is looking to score 2 points in this end here.
Was? Okay. Also Ende 14:7.
Miriam Ott attempting a come around. Looks a little bit heavy to me. This might even go straight through the rings. Coming down nicely now, though. And they are even sweeping to get it buried behind the guard. I think it's only partially buried. You'll probably see at least a third of that rock from the opposite hack. One of the most experienced female skips out there, Andreas Schöpp. In this first end of the final at the ZO Women's Tournament, a Curling Champions Tour event here in Wetzikon, Switzerland. Big sweeping by the sweepers, but they won't be able to drag it by the guard. Still, I think the rock, yes, it ended up in shot position. Giving Miriam Ott an easy open takeout for 2 in this first end here.
Ja.
So Swiss skip Schöpp-Ott with her last rock, looking to score 2 in this first end of the final,
Oh. Oh.
and the opportunity to take the lead against Andrea Schöpp from Germany. And she does so. 2 yellow rocks in the rings. That means 2 points for Switzerland. Schöpp-Ott is leading 2-0 against Andrea Schöpp from Garmisch-Partenkirchen,
Hier, ja.
Germany. And this little break gives us the chance to introduce you to the teams a little bit closer. For Switzerland, throwing lead rocks, we have Janine Greiner, age 30. She played curling since 1989, and her major successes were the European champion 2008 and the Olympic 4th place in 2010. Same deal for Carmen Kung. She's 33 years old and started curling in 1991, and she's on Facebook as well, being a nurse. Throwing third rocks, that's Carmen Schaffer. Her major success were the same as for the other two. Age 30, and she was voted the sexiest Swiss athlete at the Olympic Winter Games 2010. Then Schöpp-Ott, she's of course a skip. She's 39 years old, and she got the Olympic silver medal both in 2002 and 6. That team is playing out of the curling club Davos and www.teamdavos.ch. That is their website. As the German lead is throwing her rock into the rings. Little mistake there. Janine Greiner can take that one out of the game. Easy hit and stick. Very nicely done. No problems whatsoever. Switzerland lying 1, and Andrea Schöpp needs to forget about this end and thinks already of the next end. Stella Heiss trying to get rid of that yellow rock here. And if you happen to know German, you have probably heard Mrs. Schöpp speaking to her teammates. She thought that takeout, which was just played, was way too heavy and too inaccurate. So she called for less heavier weight and more accuracy instead. Very accurate is Carmen Kung. She just got rid of her own guard and is sitting now on the edge of the 8-foot circle. That's Corinna Schultz. Who play the guard. No big deal for Switzerland. They're just gonna take off that one once again. As Germany has the last rock, they are looking for a blank, and in this end here, there's no chance right now to build up a score of at least 2 points in this end. And that's of course the goal, having hammer. Therefore Germany will most probably blank this end if they have the chance to do so in the end. This one is coming down a little bit too deep. Same shot for the Swiss as before. Just clear that one out. Straightforward end here. Very defensively played by both teams. No problem for Carmen Schäfer. And this is going to continue just the way it is right now until the last rock from from Andrea Schöpp, with which she will most probably try to blank the end. That is her third throwing the rock now. Imogen Lehmann, who used to play for Switzerland in juniors and is now representing Germany. And sweeping right from the get-go. Are they able to get rid of the yellow rock? And well, that turned out okay, even though they really wanted to get rid of the shooter as well. Since they haven't, Germany has now the opportunity to draw in behind that guard and hope for a miss by Miramot. That way they are able to score 2 points in this end. Big sweeping action here by the German sweepers, and they're not able to drag it far enough. Apparently Imogen Lehmann came up a little bit too short on that one. So Miramot is going to play a normal weighted takeout, trying to lie to here in the second end of the final at the ZO Women's Masters 2011. A curling Champions Tour event covered by Lola1.tv. My name is Daniel Schifferle, and I'm glad that you tuned in today. Nicely done by Miramot. She's lying comfortably with 2 shots right now. Just as a quick reminder, if you have any questions, commentary, or if you just want to greet someone, just write us an email at live@curlingchampionstour.org. If you happen to know the answer, we're going to tell you the answer. Very nice shot by Andrea Schöpp there. Double takeout, getting rid of the shooter as well. That's the chance for a blank, and I was talking about earlier on. So if Miramont is not able to cover that next shot behind this corner guard, we are most probably going to see a blank end and a new start for Team Germany. In this end, the German lead threw her rocks right into the circle. That's where you don't want your rocks to be at this point of the game. And therefore, this is one end to forget about for the German side. And now we'll see a finish of it. Sweepers try to bury it. It is partially buried. But I think Germany could still take that one out and get rid of the shooter as well. It's not a easy shot though. And that's why Andrea Schöpp decided on just drawing and taking her 1 point in this end. Andrea Schöpp with her last rock in the second end of the final at the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Switzerland. This one is really digging in now. But it is going to stop in front of the T-line. 1 point for Germany. We're at a score of 2 against 1. In favor of Team Switzerland and Schöpp-Ott. Just as a side note, I said Team Switzerland, though Schöpp-Ott is not going to represent Switzerland next week in the European Championship. Her team lost a best-of-3 to Binia Felter earlier on this season, and that's why Binia Felter is going to represent Switzerland in Moscow. Oh, and this one is really, really on the light side. But with the help of Andrea Schöpp herself, the German sweepers are able to drag it far enough to sit right on the center line in a pretty nice position. So good job by the sweepers there. And this one is going to tap onto that guard. Not a good result there. Now Germany has in fact already 2 center guards. Therefore Stella Heiss is asked to draw behind those 2 center guards in the rings. And this one is a little bit too heavy. A little bit too heavy mixed with the icing. If Andrea Schöpp would have given a little bit less ice, this rock would have been perfect. Right now, Switzerland can draw the same track down and sit on top of that yellow rock. Or that blue rock. Pardon me. And she even tapped it right out of the rings. That's a good result as well. Once again, as a quick reminder, we are answering your questions. Write us an email at live@curlingchampionstour.org. Thank you for tuning in today. I am covering the final of the ZO Women's Tournament, and we have a really hard sweeping action here. Are they able to keep it on track? And they aren't. And both Corinna Scholz, the player, and Andrea Schöpp are not happy with that. And a very nice freeze here. Unfortunately, it curled a little bit too much, so that there is an angle on it. And due to this angle, Corinna Scholz is able to take out both of these rocks.
Weg! Weg!
As she's trying right here, but she's not able to get rid of them. Both rocks are sticking around. Very bad result for that rock.
das ist gut. Oh. Oh.
This one is looking a little bit heavy. And it's going to sit right onto the back one, even going through the rings.
Okay.
Spielen wir erst den, oder?
As the Swiss threw rock through the rings, Imogen Lehmann can play the hit and roll.
Gut, Imogen.
Very nice shot here. Even though Imogen seemed to be a little bit on the narrow side with the release, you could hear Andrea Schöpp calling out for the sweepers right from the get-go. This rock turned out perfectly though, sitting on the button behind two guards. And Carmen Schäfer is looking to change that. She's looking to open things up by playing a double takeout on the two center guards. Too bad. Just an inch too much of a curl.
Spielen wir erst so, oder? Vorne. Sauber. Sauber. Wow, ist fallen. Wow, wow, wow. Ja! Wow. Wow. Wow.
Nice played guard. Though there is a chance for a double takeout here. She can either play the direct double takeout as she's doing right now, or she could open up the center as well.
Ja, Nase, schon gut. Ja gut, aber... Ja, ja. Probieren Nase.
So a takeout straight on the nose. As Carmen Schäfer tries to
Oh. Putze.
get rid both of the guard and the shot rock here. Very nicely played. Straightforward.
Schön gespielt.
Wenn ich den abspiele, denke ich, jetzt mir von der anderen Seite einen Draw mehr spielen. Also eigentlich muss ich einen Draw spielen. Also eigentlich muss er daher. Puh, aber wie? So, hm?
As there are still two center guards, Andrea Schöpp is going to draw around right onto the top of the button. As she's looking to steal in this end, and right now things are looking pretty well for her.
Ja, ja.
This one stayed
Ja, ja!
really wide for a long time. In the end, it dug in a little bit, but I think with a backline weight, you'd still be able to get it out of the rings. Of course, it's not necessary here. That's why Miriam Ott is going to try the very same shot as Andrea Schöpp just did. Drawing onto the top of the button.
Ha? Ja, vorne 4. Ja, und läuft die Finger. 14,5.
Miriam Ott with her last rock in this end. Looking for a draw onto the top of the button, in behind the center guard. Big sweeping action going on. Are they able to keep it on track? Are they able to drag it by? And they aren't. What a miss. That's a shame.
Wir haben gerade da gehabt. Ne?
Due to this miss by the Swiss skip, Andrea Schöpp might even be able to steal more than 1 point here. Right now she's trying to draw in behind the two center guards once again. And the sweepers are on it right from the beginning. Seems to be moving. So now it's running fairly straight. And apparently it's quite heavy too. Just slows down in front of the tee line. Digging in a little bit. It's still open. So Miriam Ott with a tough shot here.
Wie viel siehst
So they're just going to play T-line weight here. Maybe a tiny bit more, move the blue rock behind the T-line. Though it's very, very important to move it not too much. You don't want to give the German side the chance to get rid of the yellow rock. That was a little mistake on my side, of course. That's the last rock coming up here. So Miriam Ott trying to move the shot rock on the button a tiny little bit.
Schauen! T-Line!
Or draw
Line
onto the T-line directly. This one is looking really, really nice. Well done. Beautiful shot by Miriam Ott. I can't really see right now whether it's the blue rock or the yellow rock. We might see a measurement here. No matter what, that was a very, very nice shot by Miriam Ott, the Swiss skip, and we will see a measurement here.
Huh? Nee. Huh? Hier heb brutaal bremst. Hier is het niet. Niet passiert, hè?
Ah, das darf so viel mehr holen.
Ja, die is nog wat präziser. Aber Geduld nicht verlieren. Konzentriert bis das dritte Spiel.
So I think it is the yellow rock.
Gelb ist besser. Gut.
Which means that
Ja, gut.
Miriam
Gut,
Ott
bravo. Jetzt gleich Fernsehen.
is
Isa.
going to lead this game with 2 points at a score of 3 against 1 against Andrea Schöpp from Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Germany. And on the other sheet we have the game for the 3rd or 4th place going on. It's Michelle Yaki facing Olga Zarkova from Russia. And I think we can give you a short update on what's happening there. First, we'll see our camera crew here, 2 juniors. And I think they're doing a tremendous job here at the ZO Women's Bonspiel in Wetzikon, Zurich. And Switzerland's Team Yaki is leading this game for the 3rd place, 4-1 against Team Zarkova from Russia. That's after 3 ends. As this corner guard just was dragged a little bit too far to the side.
8 Fuß.
Janine Greiner is going to draw right into the 8-foot circle. Leading this game with 2 points.
Nein, ist gut.
Miriam Ott is of course playing defensively here. She doesn't want to give the Germans any chance to score 2 points.
Alternativ können wir noch so spielen. Wo? Ja, spielt man da. Ja, am Anfang. Ja. Wo.
That is Stella Heiss, German lead, and as far as I know, daughter of the German national hockey coach. She put up a guard in a very good position. There is no chance for a double takeout of the 2 guards.
Die stört mich.
And as Miriam Ott is thinking that this guard here is distracting her game a little bit more. She's going to take off this one. Carmen Kung, Swiss second with a standard clearing.
Good. Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Nochmal, Sophie. Stella.
Same deal as before. Stella Heiss is going to put up a guard. This is Corinna Schultz. Stella Heiss already played 2 rocks.
Wow.
Christiana.
This time around, Miramont thinks that the right corner guard is more distracting. Once again, it's Carmen Kung playing the clearing.
Yeah. Oh. Putze, ist gut. Putze. Gut.
What you are seeing here is the final
Nochmal.
of the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Switzerland. This is a Curling Champions Tour event. If you want to find out what's going on in the standings of the Curling Champions Tour, check out our website. It's curlingchampionstour.org.
Wenn's geht, warten. War weit. Jetzt kommt's her!
And did you see that?
Weiter geht's.
Both
Weiter,
sweepers
weiter, weiter. Wow, nur drüber.
put their heads up, looked in other direction, and missed that this rock did pick something.
Watch him out, God.
Luckily enough, it was not really heavy, and therefore the rock stopped in a quite comfortable position for Andrea Schöpp, as she's still looking to build up a very offensive game in order to score 2 points.
Tja. Tja. Oh. Gut. Tja. Oh. 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 Ist ein bisschen schnell, oder?
Nochmal so oder so? Ja.
As Miramont is lying 1 rock right now, Imogen Lehmann is going to take that one off. Once again, it's a very, very straightforward defensive end here. Not many rocks in play, which of course is a shame for the viewer as well as the commentator. This one was really moving. No chance at all for the sweepers to keep it online, and therefore there was no roll whatsoever. Let's see whether Miramont from the other side can do a better job here.
I know.
Just as a reminder, that is not the only Curling Champions Tour event going on this weekend. There's a men's event happening in Edinburgh, and if you want to know what's happening there, you should check out our website, curlingchampionstour.org. Here in Wetzikon, though, it's Miramont looking for a hit and roll behind the guard. And this one didn't curl enough. Therefore, the very same task for Andrea Schöpp. Just to tell you some numbers, Andrea Schöpp won the European Championships 7 times, the World Championships 2 times, and the Olympic gold medal once in 1992. So, definitely one of the most experienced skips out there. And still up and running, Andrea Schöpp.
Vorsicht! Vorsicht! Wow! Wow! Ja! Ja! Wow!
With a...
Vorsicht! Das ist zum Kotzen.
And she can still laugh about it. That's the great thing about curling. Even though it was a little miss here, Andrea Schöpp laughs about it.
Ja, massa. Einfach brechen.
Very nice hit by the Swiss skip Miramont. Once again, Andrea Schöpp is confronted with the question, should she score or should she blank the end? Apparently she wants to score this point. And with that decision, we'd be at a score of 3-2 in favor of the Swiss side. In this final, at the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Switzerland, Andrea Schöpp with her last rock in the 4th end. And she didn't score it. Apparently, I misunderstood her icing a little bit. I didn't expect her to release the rock with such a push to the white side. Though we're still at the same score. After 4 ends, Switzerland leading this game 3-1 against Garmisch-Partenkirchen around Andrea Schöpp. Once again, Miramont is not going to represent Switzerland in Moscow just in a week. It's going to be Binja Felcher, who made it in this tournament to the quarterfinals. Where she lost against Andrea Schöpp, who's now standing on the ice here.
Sehr gut aus. Hände lang. Gut.
Vorne!
So same deal as in the end, that's just over now.
Lang. Whoa.
Miramot doesn't want many rocks in play, while the German side are putting up guards and are looking for a offensive end and the chance to score at least 2 points. And as Miramot wants to bite with that rock, she's called on the sweepers. But right now the rock went in a little bit too deep. That was a little misunderstanding within the communication of the team. Still not a big deal. The rock is in a pretty nice position.
Whoa. Gut.
Sahnehaub.
Interestingly enough, Andrea Schöpp went for the double takeout instead of the hit and roll. And now Carmen Kung is looking for a hit and roll. This one is really moving. I think it picked something, eh? Definitely did. And there couldn't be a worse moment for a rock to pick. With this little piece of debris, we'll most probably see a switch of momentum in this end. This could be the break the Germans have been waiting for. Let's see whether they're able to take advantage out of it. With Corinna Schultz looking for a freeze.
Ja, Linie! Ja! Komm, es geht! Komm fest! Wo? Okay.
And this one was a little bit on the light side. Curled that much more because of that. And gives the Swiss a chance for a double takeout, saving the shooter. So the Swiss got lucky here. And Carmen Kung can make up for the pick that just happened a couple of minutes ago. Fortunately, this one curled a lot as well.
Wie viel sieht man denn?
So right now, Switzerland is lying only one.
Spielen wir jetzt erst so.
And big sweeping action here by the Germans. Are they able to keep the shooter? And they are in a very nice position as well.
Wie viel gesagt? Ich will, glaube ich, gleich drauf schießen.
So Switzerland is trying to get rid of at least one of the blue rocks there. It's really, really important that you keep the shot rock in mind. If you hit those rocks in the wrong spot, one of the rocks might even jam onto the shot rock.
Ja! Ja! Fish! Fish! Okay.
And a big miss by Carmen Schäfer here.
Einfach Nase.
And a big, big switch of momentum here. As Germany is still having hammer, Imogen Lehmann can play a straightforward hit and stay. And the Germans would lie 3 rocks. Though the sweepers really have to work on it. Are they able to keep the shooter in play? And they are. So right now a quite comfortable position for the Germans as they're lying 3. Though Carmen Schäfer can take out those 2 blue rocks and save the shooter in the ideal case. That's exactly what she's trying right now. Just as a quick reminder, you can always ask questions. Write us an email to live@curlingchampionstour.org. If I happen to know the answer to your question, I'm gonna tell you the answer. My name is Daniel Schifferly. I am covering this final of the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Zurich, Switzerland. It is Schöpp-Ott representing Switzerland here against Andrea Schöpp from Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Germany.
Nou, zo niet. Ja, snel. Zo. Nou, we hebben er weer. Schöpp-Ott.
And we had a little technical problem once again. My apologies for that one.
Huh?
It was Schöpp-Ott trying to
Verwickt.
double take out to
Verwickt, darum habe ich mal
Blue
hochgelegt.
Rocks.
Huh?
Unfortunately, she
Ja,
was
gut
only
so.
able to get rid of one.
Hat nicht viel
So
Kraft gefällt.
Andrea Schöpp is looking for a takeout here. And live 3 afterwards. The Swiss backhand checking on the score there, and they are realizing 3
Jawohl. Ja.
Blue Rocks would hurt them pretty much here.
Huh?
And
Yeah.
there's still the chance for a double takeout.
So.
It would need quite a bit of weight though.
Mal schauen.
Let's see whether Schöpp-Ott will be able to put up that weight. Get enough power out of the push off the hack. Schöpp-Ott looking for a double takeout. And she's able to get rid of both of them. Very nicely done.
Ja, nicht sehr ausgefällt. Ja. Gut.
And this way they're able to prevent the worst case scenario of this end, which would have been 3 points for Germany. This way we'll most probably see Andrea Schöpp scoring 2 points and evening this game out after 5 ends. And Andrea Schöpp is apologizing to her team, even though she doesn't have to do so. The sweepers were able to keep it on track. 2 points for Germany. We are tied after 5 ends in the final of the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Switzerland. It's a Curling Champions Tour event. My name is Daniel Schifferle and I am covering this game for the Curling Champions Tour. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, send me an email, live@curlingchampionstour.org. And an early pick right at the beginning of this end. As we are in the even ends, the advantage is definitely for the Swiss here. We're at a tied score and the Swiss have last rock advantage. Ideally, they would score 2 points now, would force 1 point in the next end and score once again in the 8th end. Unfortunately, Janine Greiner is coming out too heavy on that one, though. A good example on how important those lead rocks are.
Ja, komm nochmal dort. Zwei ist gut.
Even though we are in a
That's good.
final here, we see an unusual amount of misses.
Sehr schön. Tipptopp.
Fortunately for both teams, neither of them was able to take advantage out of the misses so far. And that's why we're tied, no matter what, after 5 ends here at the ZO Women's Tournament 2011.
Weg!
Zwei. Noch nah. Ja. Noch nah. Een kuile 20. Ganz noch. Fest. Gut. Gut. Tipptopp.
Wenn er da ist, ist er auch gut. Ja, Linie! Komm fest! Komm fest, was geht! Wo, nur Länge! Ja! Wo, nur Länge! Wo! Warten, am Schluss dann. Jetzt, was geht jetzt? Komm fest! Zweiter läuft, weiter, da geht nur ein Stück, nur ein
And the
bisschen.
sweepers are really finishing on that one. Unfortunately, it dug in
Jetzt kommt wieder die andere
just
Runde.
not enough there.
Ist auch gut.
So it's halfway open. That's more than enough for the Swiss side to play a hit on it. Carmen Kung looking for a hit and roll.
Ja. Oh.
With nice slow weight.
Nou, hè?
This is board weight.
Kom.
And she's just able to get rid of that blue rock. They turned lucky here. Apparently they had a little misunderstanding in the communication. Miramar thought this rock would be a lot slower.
Ja, Linie! Wow! Jetzt, was geht jetzt? Komm fest! Zweiter läuft! Weiter.
Once again, the German rock is partially open and enough to hit it.
Sehr schön, gut.
Very nice rock by Carmen Schäfer here. It's important to roll as far away from this guard as possible. Make it as hard as possible for the Germans to hit and roll behind this guard.
Ja! Komm fest! Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest! Alles! Wow! Gut.
Ausbleiben. 10,5. Ja. 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 Oh. Oh. Gut.
Jetzt versuchen mit Rollen.
So I've just listened to the Swiss backhand. Carmen Schäfer was saying they're all a little bit tired, and that most probably explains the many misses we've seen so far in this game. It's the very same deal for the German side. It's the third game today, and they've had a tough weekend.
Ja, wieso jetzt nicht der Weg?
Of course, the accuracy and the conditioning
Schon. 10,5, ha?
of the sweepers is getting looser and looser
Ich
with
würd den Weg
every
probieren,
shot
ich
that's
krieg nicht
played.
da, ha?
Those of our viewers that have actually played curling before do know what I'm talking about.
Ja, 10,5.
Such a weekend is really wearing on your body, and those muscles start to burn a bit. Still, both teams made it to the finals, and here they are.
Etwas.
Hard sweeping on that one. Still, they're able to keep it on track. Hit and stick. And in this situation, the Swiss are happy with pretty much everything except of a hit and roll behind the guard. The exact shot that Andreas Schöpp is trying to play now. Being in the sixth and at a tied score, the Swiss are, of course, looking to get back on the scoreboard.
Komm fest! Komm fest! Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest!
Gut, ha?
So Miramot trying to get a piece of the rings as the house is completely open. Oh, my bad. I thought she would take a point here. She's not. She's taking that last rock advantage in the 7th end. I think this is, in many cases, this is a team decision, whether you want to take a point in the 6th end or not.
Dan versuchen wir einfach het
Personally, I prefer taking a point in the 6th end at a tight game and then force the opponent team to score a point in the 7th end again and make sure you have the last rock advantage in the 8th. Apparently the team around Schöpp-Ott decided otherwise and scored 2 points in the next end if possible, or do as they just did, take over the last rock advantage right through to the very last end, which would be the 8th end, of course. Stella Heist with a very nice center guard.
Da! Ach. Achtung, dranbleiben! Dranbleiben! Tja! Oh! Tja! Oh! Fist! Fist!
And I think this one even picked something in right in the end.
Spät.
It was really moving right from the beginning, but still on a steady line. In the end, though, it appeared to pick something. Stella is having a smile on her face. Let's see whether Andrea Schöpp is going to smile after this rock.
Ja! Komm fest! Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest! Komm fest, noch ein bisschen! Wow, ich bringe ihn nicht mehr raus.
Zahn auf! Oh! Tja! Oh! Oh! Tja! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Johnny Greiner once again trying to roll behind the guard.
Sehr schön.
Just enough to avoid a roll from the German side. And that's why Andrea Schöpp is just tapping this yellow rock behind the T-line.
Ja! Wow! Ja! Ja! Komm fest! Komm fest! Komm fest! Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest, noch ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen! Wow! Sauber. Mit dem
Quite heavy weight on that one.
Guckspiel, Corinna.
Take out instead of a tap back.
Zahn auf!
Turned out decently though. We're in the 7th end of the final. Switzerland, having last rock advantage, are looking to score at least 2 points here or take over the last rock into the last end, since the score is tied here at the ZO Women's Tournament 2011. It's part of the Curling Champions Tour 2011. My name is Daniel Schifferle. I'm covering this game for Laola1.tv. Thank you for tuning in. As a quick reminder, it's not the only Champions Tour event happening this weekend. There's a Bonspiel in Edinburgh as well.
Komm fest, es geht!
You can check out the scores on our website, curlingchampionstour.org. They should be in the final as well over there.
Ja, ich glaube, dir auch. Stimmt etwas mit den Steinen nicht. 10,5.
And apparently they have a problem with the rocks, as those two games are played out on neighboring sheets. It is
Oh,
possible and happens quite often that some rocks get mixed up, especially with as many hit and takeouts as we are seeing in this game here.
Ja!
And talking about those many hits, I think
Sauber!
this game is quite unusual for a women's game, since we have many takeouts, not many rocks in play,
Sorry.
straightforward open houses, not the most interesting games to watch and commentate on, of course, but so much easier for the teams to play. Miramont having last rock advantage, but no guard whatsoever on both sides of the house. It's going to open up the center here, and this all leads to a blank end in the 7th, taking over the last rock advantage to the 8th end. No big deal here. Carmen Schäfer clearing off this guard, and Andrea Schöpp putting up another one.
Ja! Ja! Ja!
Oh. Ja. Gut. Oh. Gut.
Also ich würde lieber 0 machen, als dass die 2 macht. So wie deine, denke ich mal, wäre okay.
So a wide open house here. Andrea Schöpp is putting up one last guard,
So wie Imogen.
as she's still trying to steal a point, or at least force Miriam Ott to take 1 point.
Schnell!
Ja. 10,5.
Hit and stick for Miriam Ott. Straightforward hit. If neither of those teams is going to make a mistake within the last couple of shots of this end, we'll see a blank end. And Miriam Ott taking over the last rock advantage to the last end of this final of the ZO Women's Tournament in Wetzikon, Zurich, Switzerland. Very nice hit and roll by Andrea Schöpp here. It's a good idea to change things up, change the positions of the rocks. Make it harder for Miriam Ott to clear this rock out of the game. Because that's exactly what she's looking for now. With her last rock of this 7th end. Against Garmisch-Partenkirchen and Andrea Schöpp's German side. And Andrea Schöpp has nothing more than a smile as Miriam Ott is hectically calling her sweepers to sweep. She already feared that this rock might stick around, which would be, of course, a crucial mistake. Luckily, this didn't happen. And as we are going into the last end of this final, both teams have a smile on their faces. We are tied after 7 ends, 3-3. Miriam Ott and her Swiss team having hammer against Andrea Schöpp from Germany. Once again, Miriam Ott will not represent Switzerland in the upcoming European Championships in Moscow, as she lost the best of 3 battle against Binia Felter. Still, Miriam Ott is showing off pretty nice curling here today and during the entire weekend, as she made it right to the final of this Bonspiel and is coming down with the last rock in order to win the ZO Women's Tournament 2011. Though we're in the beginning of this end, Janine Greiner is looking for a soft peel. And this one just curled a tiny bit too much. And what you're seeing right now is the so-called free guard zone rule coming into play. You're not allowed to remove rocks from the free guard zone until the 4th rock of game of play, and therefore this yellow rock is removed out of the game while the blue rock is put back into the initial position. And you might have noticed Stella Heiss took on the delivery from her skip Andrea Schöpp. They're sliding out of the hack exactly in the same manner. And this one is too light. A very, very bad mistake at this point of the game. You can see the body language of Andrea Schöpp. She's everything but happy. So Janine Greiner once again with the soft peel attempt. This one was very well played. A little bit late on the sweeping call, otherwise this would have been the perfect soft peel. Soft peeling are considered some of the toughest curling shots, but also some of the most efficient in extra or last ends at a tight score.
Komm fest! Komm fest, das geht, so weiter läuft! Komm fest, der muss nur weiter vor.
And as the last reminder today, if you have any burning question on your mind, considering the Curling Champions Tour or anything else, just write us an email at live@curlingchampionstour.org. I'll be happy answering questions if I happen to know the answer. Nice clearing by the Swiss side here. Still there's one center guard lying around, which could cause a problem for Miriam Ott in the end of this end.
Oh, nur drüber.
Gut so.
Carmen Kung was really close on that double take out there. Tiny bit more of a curl and she would have gone rid of both of the blue rocks. This way Andrea Schöpp can just put up another guard. And it will continue like that. Right up to the skip rocks.
Wow. Ja! Ja! Wow, nur Länge, nur Länge.
And this this, of course, was my bad.
Komm fest, was geht!
Andrea Schöpp decided to go behind the guard
Gut, Imogen.
already now with the
Nur guard.
second rock of the third. Interesting call. Usually you see most teams in this situation going behind the guard with the first rock of the skip.
Ja! Oh! Ja! Oh, Stress, oh!
As Imogen Lehmann's shot turned out to be really, really nice. It doesn't matter in this case though. And with a pretty nicely positioned shot rock, Imogen Lehmann can put up a guard right in front of it.
Sauber! 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 Wow, wow, wow. Bleib stehen, scheiß Ei.
Ja!
And Karin Schäfer looking for a double takeout here.
Ja! Oh! Oh!
Very nicely done. Beautiful shot by the Swiss third.
Nochmal Guard. Würde ich sagen, oder?
And now we'll see Andrea Schöpp, of course, putting up another center guard. As she's still trying to steal a point here.
Nur so zwei.
Oder wollen wir so?
Nice shot there by Andrea Schöpp. A little bit too
Ach,
long,
hat man auch beim Steigen.
though sitting right in the center.
Clear.
This one is coming down right to the last rock, I think.
Carmen will nicht. Hä? Ja, ein bisschen nur.
Miriam Ott skipping the Swiss team and trying to open up the center, open up the middle, open up the way to the button for her very last rock. And that's exactly what she does here. And Andrea Schöpp has nothing more than drawing behind that yellow guard.
Zieht er mir da? Wenn er dann zieht, zieht er mächtig. So. hm.
Andrea Schöpp trying to draw behind the guard onto the T-line and hoping that Miramot is going to miss the 4-foot circle. It's looking pretty nice weight-wise. The line is looking fine too, and now 3 sweepers are working on it. And it's just a tiny bit too light. This is a standard situation for any skip, and especially for a skip of Miramot's caliber. Drawing into the 4-foot circle shouldn't cause too much of a problem for her, though we've seen quite a few rocks picking this afternoon. That's why Carmen Schäfer is cleaning the entire free guard zone there.
Ja. Blijf einigen. Ja.
So Miramot drawing to win the ZO Women's Tournament 2011 in Wetzikon, Switzerland. This is looking nice weight-wise, though pretty wide. And it looks heavier and heavier. And it's too heavy. Oh, such a shame. And the 2 sweepers are going to be really frustrated now. As well as the entire team. Even though, in my opinion, the Swiss played better in this game. It's Andrea Schöpp and her team from Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Germany, winning the ZO Women's Tournament 2011. Part of the Curling Champions Tour 2011. My name is Daniel Schifferle. I was glad to cover this game. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.
Sie hat da im 4. so einen Dudel gehabt mit ihrem Draw. Der war so planlos gespielt und planlos gewischt.